Let's get busy.
It is podcast night here at Baxter's 942 in the Highlands, my home away from home. Doing my thing. Doing it tonight with our man, Josh.
What's up?
Do you go by Josh or Joshua?
Josh.
Yeah. You can tell me.
Yeah, that's okay.
Josh, how are you, man?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm good. I think you and I kind of officially crossed paths back in the day during your, with your music and family. You have your dad, very cool guy, very important guy in town.
Yeah, right. He did a lot, man. He did a lot.
Did a lot, and was loved by a lot.
Yeah, man.
He
loved a lot. That's the thing, man.
You got your glass? Where's your glass? Jerry, finish your thing.
Oh yeah, I'm ready to finish.
Oh
man.
yeah, I was going to cheers, but we're good. Yeah.
Empty glass, man. Here we go.
Cheers to Dad. Yeah.
Some people see a full empty glass. I see a full glass.
Do you? We'll remedy that quick. They're pretty good at coming up and seeing if we need refills and stuff.
Cool.
But besides music, you stay kind of active on social media, and that's as being friends.
Not so much anymore, but yeah, I have.
Well, you have, and based on what you have done, posts, you and I. It's safe to you and I share a lot of the same sentiments with a lot of things that are happening in those, around this world, mainly within the free 52. 52? 50? Maybe 50 states.
Yeah.
Free 50. Cards. I get those cards in the So, let's start music. You've got obviously music in the blood, but what was your first influence or inclination of the music thing?
Interesting. It's funny. It's always been around. My dad was always able to sing. A lot of my family was able to sing. I'm actually about to start playing acoustic with my cousin here again soon. She sings as well. She has a phenomenal voice. And no, it's crazy. It's been in the family for forever. My uncle does Thunderstruck and all that, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, he's
very cool.
Yeah, he kills it.
Yeah. That whole band is killing it.
Right. No, they're kicking ass, man.
Yeah. Yes. They're a national act. They really,
Yeah.
So.
No, they're crushing.
Mm-hmm.
But no, man, it's always been in the blood. I played with the band Talk of Spring, of course. That was my first. Of course, I started out acoustic and everything forever ago, Bulldogs days, and I ended up meeting Talk of Spring at a random show, and then so on. And I ended up doing a bunch of stuff with them for years. Worked under Little Hard and all that for a little bit.
How long ago was that?
We started about 2009,
okay,
and it lasted till about 2015, 16,
okay.
And everything. And then, it was wild. It was a little pop thing, It was cool. It taught me how to write pop music. And I was so happy I got to do it, and they let me in there, man. And I got to meet them. They were just cool guys, and I'm still working with them now.
Oh, yeah?
I quit.
Any of them local or all local? What?
All of them. The only person that's not living here now currently is our guitarist, Robbie.
Okay.
He's living in Augusta, Georgia, because he does air traffic control.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and stuff.
Yeah.
But we kind of had to grow up, do our adult thing. Of course, I played in Throwback Thursday for a while, and that was
Very
some
cool
fun
band.
times.
Yeah.
They're doing really good now.
Yeah, they are.
Shout out to them. Yeah, man. And Jake still drums for him. Jake's my drummer. He was in Talk of Spring as well.
Okay.
That's how I ended up going to Throwback.
Throwback, yeah.
Yeah. So, now I just ended up meeting this awesome producer and everything, man. Hugo, and we're doing this thing with
As in Hugo
Diaz. Yeah.
Well, he's local. Well, I know he shuttles between here and what, Miami.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's his main scene. But yeah, man, he's here, dude. We're in. Things are happening, man. Building a studio and all that, and
it's down on. Is that Fourth Street?
Correct.
Right.
Yeah, man, and I'm just lucky to get to be a part of this, man. And meet him and help out, and this has been cool, And he's taught me a lot already.
Yeah, I'm sure. Totally.
And with that, and just doing a new band called Pretty Young Witches.
What's the story there?
Same band as Talk of Spring, but we're all older now. We really don't want to play pop music anymore. No, it's just we want to write about.
Is it really the same band?
Yeah,
Really the same band.
Same band.
Okay.
But with an extra guitarist eventually. Shout out to the people out there that are interested. No.
I'm pulling up. Is there a Facebook page for that? Pretty?
Yes. And we put a couple songs out online just to give people something to chew on. You know, nothing too much, but it's still vague. You know, we're working on it. It's developing. The sound itself's developing, and the whole thing. We don't want to spill too much, but it's going to be fun.
It's coming soon, right?
Yes, it will be coming.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Let's go back to Hugo, and because I do think he's a very, very talented cat. What are some of the things that you've been able to take away from him? Because the teacher teaches, but he doesn't always tell you everything. But
hey, man, he's no, man, just simple things, man. Really how to push yourself. I ain't gonna lie, man. The guy's taught me how to push myself a little bit more in things, and
his resume also speaks for itself too. Yeah.
Also taking risk. Taking risk is important in life.
Yeah.
I quit my barbering job to focus on music full time.
Did you?
And then after I quit that, I could throw. I'm like, okay, you can't be a jerk. A jerk of all trades, right. Jack of all trades.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, either one.
Either one.
Because sometimes
some
might
people
have to
are
come
jerks
across.
about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, I don't want to be a master of none. So I might as well focus on two.
Right.
The two I could do really well, and I could play in a cover band whenever, and that'll be fun, if I ever have to do that, and I wouldn't have any bad feelings, but
Right.
Try some things, take some risk in life, and do something, and see how it pans out. And I've landed on both feet, luckily, and I'm still here. I'm talking to you.
Yeah, well, we're doing it. I'm strapped in to get all the information. You're diving in also to songwriting and stuff.
Yes, producing.
Yeah. So tell me about that. How's that all come
It's funny,
on?
man. When we were doing Talk of Spring, we would go to Mark McCluskey. He's a producer in Chicago.
Okay.
He's done Weezer. He's done some bad stuff for Bad Religion. He's done some things.
Oh, yeah.
Done a lot of movie scoring. Very awesome guy.
That's who produced your all's.
Talk of Spring's first main
yeah.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he ended up pushing us in a pop direction and all that stuff. This is in 2012. We went real pop. Not so much pop rock anymore. But which taught me a lot more about production, watching him and all that. And within 2013, I think, I went to college while I was learning how to produce, and for a little bit, just took some classes. But one of the JCC.
Okay.
This is
Right,
crazy.
okay.
But one of the electives there was history and sociology of rock and roll. So I got the album I learned about. What really got me into production was Pet Sounds.
Oh yeah.
By the Beach Boys.
Interesting.
Yeah, it just it blew me away. And I think
what was about it? What about it?
How honest the album is, the vibes, the trueness. You could tell that everything was put into that product.
Mm-hmm.
Endless days and nights, and the art of that, creating something that's going to last forever.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just something about. There's something fascinating about frequency and sound, and everything's of course made up of frequency and vibrations of all this stuff.
Yeah,
right. We go on all day about this, but no, it's just I've always colored my life with music, and I think being a fan of music, also is a big thing that got me into production, because I love so many different genres and things. The only thing I haven't really got to really mess with yet is country.
Yeah.
I need to find someone that wants to do some country, but I do want to do it. It's just it's a long process, but I enjoy it now.
You're still young.
Oh yeah, I'm really young, especially in this process.
Yeah.
I know it. And that's why I haven't stepped out too much just yet.
Yeah.
And I'm just now
to be your age and to being able to rub shoulders with someone like Hugo. That's priceless, man.
Yeah, it's kind of lucky.
Well,
Yeah.
Call it luck, fate, that's whatever it is. It's still you have an opportunity, and
Yes.
obviously you're running with it. So you kind of hinted around, or you not hint, you actually said earlier that you kind of took a hiatus from music.
I did, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. For a certain period of time, I had some. I'm not gonna mention names. People who did us wrong, and Talker Spring and stuff happened and all that, man. And I ain't gonna lie, there was a time where I was cutting hair. And this is definitely when my dad was passing.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
Before
yeah,
he
kind of,
passed.
yeah,
Okay.
right in the process,
Okay.
somewhere in, that shortly after and kind of in between.
Gotcha.
I was just kind of like, why am I doing this? Just like, you have that existential crisis where you're thinking about why am I trying to cover up this ego? Trying to use this ego to, I don't know, who I think I am and all this stuff.
Okay.
And, for a while, I just didn't think that was really important, and who you think you are, which in a way, it's not. But I'm kind of learning now in other aspects that you have to keep yourself at the same time.
Right.
Which, it's a balance. And if you have something important to say, you got to say it. And if you really feel like that you have something to give to the world, you need to give it.
Mm-hmm. I think you want to, without shoving your opinions or views, thoughts down someone's throat. But if you know what you got up here and in here can be expressed in a forward way that it's helpful, benefiting, comforting, loving, whatever for other people.
And you could do it in so many forms. Look at bands like
exactly.
Rammstein.
Yeah.
Like their two guitarists kissed on stage in Russia.
I didn't
That's
know
so
that.
ballsy.
Yeah, very. Holy hell.
They're probably like, we need to get the fuck out of here.
I didn't know
dude,
that.
That's
crazy.
awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
very.
like, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, hell yeah.
Well, that probably was an iconic moment for.
Right, you think about that, for gay culture.
Yeah, for the
Yeah.
people that are hiding it, and that. All that
Yeah,
so,
dude. It's just
yeah.
like,
Yeah, wow.
and
I didn't know.
and that's why I think that, there's plenty of ways to be in touch with energy and everything that exists around us, and I think it's different mediums, of course, like podcast is one of them. It is a
Yes.
medium.
Yeah.
You can reach a lot of people.
I profess, well, not pro. I think I know a lot. I know a little about a lot of things, and
Same.
and then the things that I don't know that I'm interested in, I like to gravitate to people who can enlighten me. Have that dialogue,
Right.
And then also like to have what I would think good dialogue with people on things that I think I believe or I know, and get maybe but their view is totally different, and try to meet in the middle.
That's what I'm learning. You have to do, and that's the thing, man. Like, anybody could be right, and that's the one way I've learned. You gotta look. Someone actually told me that randomly, and it was
Well,
it made sense.
in theory, you have almost most times you have a 50-50 chance.
Yeah, so you can literally say it. It's not you may be right. It's
Yeah.
literally you could be right.
Good.
That diffuses so much more, and it
That's a
allows
good way.
people to
That's a
listen
good
to you.
point. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It really does.
Yeah.
Like, and ever since I was told that, man, I was like, damn, that's deep.
Yeah, it is. And a reminder, because I had this debate with someone the other day. He was sharing his opinion, and I was trying to convey to him that his opinion was wrong. But to him, no, it was an opinion, so it can't be right or wrong. I'm like, no, facts will always
Yes.
outweigh an opinion. If your opinion is A and what I can show you as fact overrides your opinion, then it's not opinion. You're wrong. There's a difference.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
It's like you could be right, but no, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Whenever you just say you could be right, it's not even letting them know that they're right. It's
No,
just
no,
saying, in this world you could be, but
Yeah.
really you're not.
And sometimes that could be, depending on the conversation, the people, that could be fun. But then you got some people, and
They
you know,
just
I'm
wanna
a,
keep going.
I want to. We'll take a. I'll throw a curve at you. We'll go down this road. Ever since 2016.
Right.
That was a moment that a certain population, I don't want to say woke up, but they were enabled. They just came out.
Came out of
and-
their little hobbit holes.
Yeah, came out
hiding.
swinging, and because to a lot of those people, they didn't have to hide their thoughts and feelings anymore. I mean, back in the day before 2016, I think a lot of those people were trying to be, I don't know if it's politically correct. Or just they wouldn't, they might have shared their opinions, but they wouldn't be as forceful with it now.
Right.
And now, since 2016, and you all can connect the dots on where we're going with this. Again, a lot of people, whether it's social media, especially social media, you got every fucking badass behind a keyboard.
What is this Facebook?
Yeah, Facebook, Twitter.
This
I mean,
space.
it is, yeah.
It's annoying.
And then you got, with the recent events, bringing up the word impeachment, and you haven't.
That's a scary thought.
It is, and the truth is, I don't want to.
I don't want it. And
because,
it's funny, yeah.
Because the next up to me is worse. If he's gone, and next up until
Of course.
he is worse, and a lot of why he's worse stems from his stance, religious stance, and all that shit. But
The glove fits all theory.
yeah,
One size.
yeah. But going back to the impeachment, when you got some evangelists coming out on social media or church, even their church talk, we're bringing up Civil War, all this shit, and that's kind of no, it's not kind of. That's very scary that we're now in an age where the notion of some type of uncivil rising, where us against them kind of, because you're trying to take away our guy, you're trying to take our guy out of power. There's some people that are crazy enough to act on that.
You're right. And the funny thing is, man, about that, they're the only ones that view it that way.
Yeah.
Maybe, and there's maybe a couple other religions, but they're the main ones out here that view it that way, and that's becoming a problem. And it's funny. It's like, we don't want to take your religion. You could do whatever you want. We just like being able to do whatever we want. We weren't complaining until 2016, really.
Right.
I don't think I was. I mean, I didn't really care. Everything was halfway decent. There was maybe a couple things that were going wrong, but here and there. But when isn't there?
Yeah. The truth is that all these people who are supporting him and are enabled because of him, they've always been there. They just didn't speak up loud. And I think a lot of it was that there were some consequences, or how people would react to him, because it would have clearly seemed racially driven, because we had a black president at the time.
I think it did. I mean, to a lot of aspects.
Yeah, and I had this conversation with someone the other day that, in my true belief, and this is going to sting or rub people the wrong way, but almost every racist in the U.S. supports our current president.
Yeah, and then that's like not a coincidence.
Yeah, and then a avid supporter jumped back and she said, "I am not a racist." And I said, "That's not what I said. I said every racist supports him, but not every supporter is a racist."
Not at all.
I got friends who
I got family. I mean,
voted for
they're awesome.
Obama both terms.
Yeah.
But they didn't want to vote for Hillary, so they went the Trump route, and I get it.
Yeah, everyone was scared,
Yeah.
and I'm not going to hold that against anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, but the thing is, they can believe however they want to believe, and that's okay, And I've learned to finally accept that and just let it be. Someone should write that song. No, might be a hit.
Yeah,
No,
could be.
I decided to let it be.
Yeah.
And dude, at the end of the day, man, I wish we can start focusing on things we agree on. I think we get further. And that's what I mean. I'm coming into this stuff out of is love. You know, the new stuff. All that shit. I mean, and everything I'm doing now, love is the one thing that always wins in the end. And I think, and I'm starting to become more optimistic that it is, because I feel like more people are going to kind of wake up to what's going on, to the conquer and divide thing. Yeah. And it's scary. And I think that is a lot of it. And these two-party politics thing has been going on for way too long. Mm-hmm. You know, and I'm a person that will say that, you know, we have to really redo the whole thing.
Yeah.
We really do. Like, it's the old system is not going to work anymore, no matter what we do. And I think it's scares a lot of people because they've relied on this old system for so long.
Right. I went to this past Saturday. I went to a picnic / kind of benefit, picnic / event, and it was put together by a state senator, a Republican state senator. The event was called "Bullied by Bevan." And he actually was. I can say it. Senator Dan Syme, who is in the Fairdale, lives in Fairdale. He doesn't care for Bevan. His son, his son is a major advocate of legalizing cannabis. They're both working on passing the bills to full legalization. And what blew me away is to hear, Republicans get up. There were several speakers, and some Republican speakers flat out, at this event, said that they were prepared to vote for Bashir, a Democrat, to remove Bevan because his ways, his tactics, everything are not right, do not go with the principles that they have always, tried to uphold.
And what we stand on. I mean, It's terrible. I mean, the guy, is he's ridiculous.
He's a piece of work, man. Oh, good God. I do think he's not going to.
I'm tired of his ads being on my Hulu. Hulu ads.
I know.
Yeah, and it's funny. Have you noticed that he's going towards more liberal policies?
Yeah.
In the ad, he said, we were for giving them pensions. Wait, didn't we just have a protest about this?
Like a few?
Like a long one, and kids had to make up a lot of school?
Yeah. I mean, I was reminded about some of the shit he said, when teachers were doing their, I guess, they called it, what did they call it? A walk? Not a walk, but, I guess in theory it was a protest, but they were, when it was in Frankfurt. And Bevan made the comment that because there's no school, that there might be a child that might be sexually assaulted, and it would be the
that was
teachers.
Terrible.
I mean, and so it's shit like that.
Who votes for that guy? I'm serious.
People do.
Comment.
Well,
no.
And a lot of that is, we are a Republican state.
Yeah.
And you got.
I have nothing against Republicans. There's been good Republican precedents. I'm not going to say that there hasn't been. I don't care about what side you are. But it's just let people. At the end of the day, I always like this whole. I saw a meme that said, "Let gay people protect their marijuana plants with guns." If we can just get to that point in life, I think things would be great.
I tell you what, man, if all of a sudden the gays started, all the gays went out there and started buying assault rifles and all these, I guarantee the NRA, those guys would be
right behind
their
them. Yeah,
no, I think they'd be changing their. Oh, wait a minute now.
Oh yeah, no, they did. Hey, they've done it when the Black Panther Party.
Exactly.
I did read an article about this.
Well, that's kind of that same line.
That is kind of muffed up.
Yeah. So.
You're right. You're exactly right.
Yeah. And as much of a shit show as we're experiencing, in D.C. and around the U.S. and the world, I don't know, in some sycophant way, it's interesting that we're, a few years ago, I would have never thought we would be acting or talking about shit like this.
I didn't think so either.
But the reality is that no pun intended, the reality is that it is a reality show. We have a reality show type president.
Yes.
And he is just eating it up. I mean, he is living a reality show at the White House, at Trump House. And
It's so comical that it's scary at this point.
Yeah.
It's like we can sit there and make fun. It's funny, man. At some point, it's scary because you can sit there and laugh at it, but it gets so bad. It does get numbing to the point where you just get so pissed off that you have to kind of go off on everybody that says something stupid.
Well, I mean,
it becomes so easy.
we were warned back in the day when he made that statement that he could shoot anybody on Fifth Avenue,
Yeah.
and get away with it. In his mind, that is exactly. And the truth is, his base would give him a pass.
It's scary. It's very scary.
Going back to social media, because there was a stretch where you would share your thoughts, that non-music.
Yes, of course, absolutely.
Posts. How deep were some of those? Because clearly, you were probably running into people that would challenge you, chat back at you.
Of course.
But did it get ugly? I mean,
It started to, just
Yeah.
because, man, you start getting so pissed after so long. You have to start lashing out, man.
Yeah.
And calling people out on their shit. But at the same time, you know what? No, they're entitled to that opinion, and that's theirs, and that's whatever. At this point, I mean, it's dangerous. It sucks, but me not listening to the person and giving them any benefit of a doubt isn't going to work.
Right.
And that's a new thing that we all kind of need to learn, even the Democratic Party.
No, I agree.
Oh my God, everyone needs to learn that. It's just ridiculous, and we still live in that famine, mindset too. That there's not enough, and that there's that I need to cut this guy's throat to get to this. No, that's not how any of this is anymore.
You posted something the other day, and I actually had seen saw the tweet when it first came out, when Judge Janine, she tweeted out, the level of hatred toward the 45th president of the United States is beyond anything we've seen in American history, and someone very coolly responded with, "Yo, somebody shot John F. Kennedy in the face."
Yeah, no.
Well, technically it was the back of his head, but
him and Lincoln.
Yeah. So I think proverbial. If you think you got it bad, someone's always got it worse.
They do. That's a funny.
You pointed something out too. You had another post, and I got it. Are you a Simpsons fan?
Oh yeah, man.
Well, how much has the fucking Simpsons predicted shit? Because you posted. Oh, you can look real quick. This is what I'm looking at on your Facebook.
Oh yeah.
But there's several things. How in the fuck have they been able to do that? Because they posted that one thing with him going down the elevator or up in something.
Everything is dead on.
To me, it's like if someone said, "Well, I mean, we traveled into the future and saw this shit," I would buy it because that's how it looks.
Yes.
How are they? You're a Simpson guy. How are they?
Here's the thing. I do know about substances. So those guys taking some good L or some and shit, and looking at maybe reality without time in certain aspects, because I do believe that's possible in certain. If you can meditate, I feel like if you can get in the right state of mind, you could do that.
What is that?
I believe
What
that.
is that hallucin?
DMT.
DMT. I've heard the story. I've watched, several Joe Rogan's podcasts where they've talked to hallucinogens, and here's the thing. I'm going on record to say, legal or not, I've never done that. No acid, no mushrooms, no DMT.
Me neither.
I'm going to. I am going to do it in a very controlled environment because I want to experience that. I just want to experience.
You need to, man. It's a great experience.
Yeah.
I think.
Wait a minute, you haven't done it. Wait a minute, you have or haven't?
Legally, I have not. No, absolutely, man. I believe that there's certain aspects. I think it helps you really see the synchronicity of life and a lot of things. This is one thing I thought about today, actually, and because in a way, you fall in this landscape that's between reality, everything. It's kind of the best way I can describe what happens.
Yeah.
I've taken 5 grams and shit. I've done the all the way. And yeah, no, that's exactly, I think you're seeing stuff that you couldn't even comprehend.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think there's been all these studies. There's been people who have, said that support it, that your mind, like the universe is just really one big mind. It's one conscious mind. I mean, and you can somehow, in the right circumstance, in the right environment, kind of connect to the universe. And I've heard, as part of the hallucinogen thing. And so, yeah, I'm planning on doing that. I'm trying to figure out the logistics. I want to go there, wherever there is. But, I was like, talking to people.
You'll never be the same, I promise you.
Yeah, because I've got the right people who will help me. But, I was like, well, let's do it at my apartment. And they're like, well, you live on the 3rd floor. We just don't want you to think that you can fly all of a sudden.
Dude, put it this way. I've done 5 grams on a 19th floor. On the day of the eclipse, the last eclipse, and
the one where our president looked up at the eclipse without glasses.
Oh, dear God.
But he might be Superman.
It was in Panama City, but it was in one of those condos and like 19 stories up.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of the guys, Jake was even there, was able to like go down and like hang out, and like I was able to handle myself.
Really?
Like I didn't jump off the damn balcony. It was weird. I was kind of like almost felt like a cat that had the zooms when I was able to get up.
Really?
But it was interesting. In that trip, I felt all the world's pain though, and I could hear all the waves just echoing, like just hearing
all the world. So it wasn't a good experience.
In certain aspects, no.
Okay.
But it was an experience. It was my first trip after I lost my pops. No, it was actually it was the second.
Okay.
It was just one I haven't had in a while, and I really needed it.
Yeah.
And man, it was something else. Like I just felt that and this like weird shock of terror, but then after that, everything was all right. And the one thing I think, luckily, Chelsea, our friend, she left this Red Hot Chili Peppers documentary on, and I wake up to Anthony Kiedis talking about this. This is the trippy thing. He said he's like, ancient societies and referenced the term getting high as a way of a shortcut to the gods.
Right. Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
Like that's what it is.
Yeah.
You're kind of connecting into that consciousness.
Yes, I think in those words that was what Rogan or one of his guests had said. So, or whatever it is, whether a god or higher something. But I think they were alluding to the consciousness of the universe.
And I think after I lost him, I really wanted to feel something.
Your dad, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and I did.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah. What is it? Tell me some things that you just miss the most.
Him embarrassing me. I swear.
You're ready to take one for the team now if you could, right?
Right. He had a lot of fun with that.
Yeah.
I swear, man. That's the main one.
Yeah.
I miss him being a big guy. I miss that. I miss the just being barely get my arms around him.
Yeah.
There's a lot, man.
He's
been
been
a
what?
guy.
It's been what, 3 years? 2, 3.
2015. It's been
4
4
years.
Something like
It's been
that.
4 years.
15. Yeah. 15.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a blur.
I was thinking maybe 6. Yeah, I think, yeah.
I can't lie, man. I haven't even really been like, it's just been a blur to me at this point.
Yeah.
And like I just kind of luckily been able to fall on my feet.
Mm-hmm.
After everything, and I probably could have fallen apart easy. It's funny. Everybody thought I was fine going through it, and then just
No, you were young. How were you at that point when he passed?
25.
25. So yeah, I mean
I'm 29 now, about to be 30. So about 4 years.
Yeah, still a kid.
Yeah. So, hey, think about if I had a lot of money already, or something like that, or something stupid, man.
Yeah.
We had some opportunities that fell through, luckily.
Yeah. I'm a firm believer. Shit happens for a reason, and we're all on a path to something, and we get a message or we get a curveball thrown at us that will either, the proverbial fork in the road.
Mine was the health.
Yeah. Okay. Your
caught
health?
up. Yeah, that's what mine was. My health.
Well,
And,
elaborate. What went on?
high blood pressure. I started gaining my weight back again, and drinking a lot and all that stuff. And it's just.
Do you have that under control now? Or?
Oh yeah, trying to get back into working out now and just trying to do things I love. I want to skateboard again. That's another thing. I used to skate.
Skateboard.
Yeah, man, I used to skate.
Tony Hawk style?
Yeah, Tony Hawk style 900s all day.
Yeah.
Nah. But man, I used to miss that stuff. Like that. I think that's a great thing to focus on. I mean, focus on yourself. Well, I focus on everybody, else, and get on social media and all this, and and I'm at the point now to where I'd rather work out than go get on social media. I'd rather try to skate.
Well, I mean, when it comes to social media, the truth is, if I wasn't, I definitely, if I did not do a podcast
Same.
and I had no kids, no grandkids, I would not be on social media at all.
I feel you.
It is the most. It can be the most annoying thing. Actually, throughout the day, at the point now, it's got to the point where I've actually all of my social media, I've turned off my notifications.
That's where I've done.
And phone would just blow up. Not just bad things, but you're getting tagged or
Right.
Something. And and those are fine. But yeah, I've turned off social media to when it's time for when I want to look, it'll be there.
Exactly.
And
That's kind of
then
what I've been able to do now.
And I remind people, if you really need to get a hold of me, don't use social media to get a hold of me.
Yeah.
Do what normal people would do. Pick up the phone, smartphone. Actually, just say my name into your phone. If I'm your contact, it's going to call. So. What's your take on Greta?
She's got a good point, man. She's strong.
Yeah.
Stay strong.
What's your take on the whole climate thing? Climate change?
I think they need to be condemned for what they've done. And she's right. These corporations and all this stuff, I mean, I don't know. I'm not well educated. My girlfriend's really well educated. Actually, she's in sustainability and all this. So I do hear a little bit. I hear stuff even. But no, there's no these corporations and stuff get away with so damn much, destroying the freaking planet we live on, and her existence is at stake.
Yeah, exactly. Her existence, my grandkids. I mean, all of it. I mean, yeah, a lot of the younger generation, and I think clearly for people who are in denial of, climate change, all this it's a selfish thing that I think that most of them, especially people who are making, profiting from, whatever the shit they're putting in the air now. It's all about the money that they can make.
They're okay with speeding things up. Yeah, and I always hear the argument. I love the argument. Yeah, it's going to happen either way. Blah 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 blah. But I'm like, no, we're speeding it up.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, he's like, and I love the other one. It's well, all the other countries, pollute more than we do. And it's like, you know what? I don't care.
Yeah.
It's time. Weren't we supposed to be kind of world police and actually take control of this stuff?
Yeah, I told someone the other day when they had the kind of that same argument. I'm like, I hope the fucking giant meteor hits the world in the next week,
right?
So we'll all just go together, and
At this point, let's just take them down.
Yeah,
now.
because
Take us all down.
yeah, well, it's scary because when I'm gone, my grandkids when they're growing up, the notion, the thought of them having to, I don't know if suffer is the right word, but be in a situation which is just a lot, was in an adverse situation where a lot of it was man-made and shit like that. You're good. So yeah, we're at I think we're at a crossroads right now, man.
We really are. And it's either going to go really bad, like Idiocracy bad, or we're going to do something about it and kind of prolong life on this earth.
Yeah.
It's simple as that. Yes, it's going to happen. But I think we could prolong our existence a little bit. Make things a little easier for the next generation and see what we can do about even the future. But, it's a very not, would it be not, I don't know exactly, I guess nihilistic view of really looking at things if you're going to sit there and say, oh, it's going to end anyway, let's just end it. Let's just, let it go. That's the same thing. It's just kind of like, no. Let's hold on for a minute.
I know one thing that happened. What's it about? Yeah, it was. This was during Bourbon Beyond. I remember hearing about the Wave 3 reporter who was doing a live interview or whatever, talking to the
Yeah,
studio,
the guy
and
came up and kissed her.
If you go and look at comments on social media and Wave 3's, page, there's a lot of people that like really went after her, like she was trying to.
No, dude went up and just ran.
No, I know. No, I meant they're defending the guy. They're calling
that's
her
what I'm
out.
saying. Yeah, I'm talking about them though. Yeah, exactly. It's like, really? It's the same. Those are the same guys that think that we don't have all of our rights as men.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, we're men, we have all the rights.
But what actually was surprising, that the amount of females who went after her as well. And I'm like, look, if I'm doing my fucking job and someone is coming in and impeding what I'm doing, yeah, I'm gonna be pissed. I mean, if you're at work and someone comes and gets in your face, or you're doing something and just compromises that moment of what you're doing,
Yeah. And and the thing is, I don't know if it's like chargeable or whatever. I don't know if I even consider. I mean, it's freaking rude as hell.
There was a charge.
Was there a charge?
He was
I don't even know.
charged with. Let me see if I have the. They actually charged him. Hold on.
It should be like disorderly conduct or something.
It's along the lines of
yeah,
that.
and that's what I
Yeah.
expect. That makes sense. But like charging him with something terribly dire, where the dude was.
Well, here's the thing too. The reporter, she used the word. She likened it to assault. And I don't know, but I truly get. I mean, it's her space.
She's violent.
It was unwanted. I think it was a form of harassment.
I guess it was. When you really look at it, because I've never really got to look into it. When you look at it, an aspect, I mean, girls trying to do her job.
The guy did. He got called out, obviously, and his name has been out there, and he has, I think, written to her, publicly apologized to her, and she has accepted his
That's
apology.
good.
But she
It's still
still acknowledged it was totally wrong, and I hope.
Yeah. Assault makes sense because it's not going to completely ruin his life. He made a dumb drunk mistake. See, that's what I mean, because it's obvious the guy was drunk. He didn't do he didn't rape her or nothing nothing like that. But at the same time, it's like what he did was completely wrong. He needs to be charged with something.
Oh yeah, I think so.
That'll make him think about getting that drunk and doing something stupid again.
Yeah.
Or whatever he was on. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think he acknowledged he was
Just drunk.
Yeah, drinking.
That's what I imagine.
But I think to him he was doing it as to be more funny.
Yeah.
Just
and out of
I had to
get
get
it
on TV. Because he knew it was lying. That kind of thing. But,
yeah, and that makes sense. Like and yeah, I agree 100% with what she's going after at this point.
What else has been noodling in your head?
Not much, man. Focused.
Yeah. What is your focus now? Where is all this energy and passion going for you? Just back to the
working on
music.
Yep, working on the PYW stuff slowly, and
what do you have timetables? Do you have milestones in place yet for that?
not exactly.
Okay.
I mean, it's just like I said, we put it out there, see how people nibbled on it. We haven't played shows, nothing with it yet.
Okay.
Just a little sneak peek, and then and that was kind of, I feel like, more of a factor of just like I said, a test run.
Well, hopefully the reception has been.
All right, yeah. I mean, people click on it, and people like it. People have asked about it and all that, and it's no time exactly. We're all kind of doing our adult life currently and doing other things as well. But it's gonna be within. It can't be later in 2020 though. I mean, I will say that.
No, I mean today is October 1st, so
Yeah.
you only have 3 months.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be within this
It will?
upcoming
You
year.
think?
Yeah,
That's
I'm
okay.
definitely. I'm
Is it
definitely
that close
project-
then?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
because there's going to be a lot, and if it pushes back maybe a little bit further, but there's going to be a lot of I wanted a lot of production in the live show.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of reason too. So we're wanting to do this 100% at this point.
Cool. All right. As we're rounding third and heading for home here, I do some rapid fire kind of questions. I call my round of shots. First concert you attended?
I think it was a little festival. I was really young. I was a kid.
But you remember it?
I do remember it. It was up in Ohio, and it was with my dad and my blood mom.
Okay.
And he was stationed at Wright Pat at the time, so
Oh, wow.
that's why we were up there. Yeah, we went to.
There's a lot of for my. So I do a UFO type podcast, so that's got some UFO lore there. So.
He swears that there's some. I'm just like, you haven't seen anything. He might have, but anything. Anyway,
What was the act?
yeah, it was Spin Doctors and Dwight Yoakam.
Oh wow, well, that's a combination,
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was a little festival or whatever.
So probably early '90s, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember being a kid and just going to that. But my first show, like going by myself and all that, and like it being a cool deal, going to headliners or something.
Mm-hmm.
It was Under Oath. It was Under Oath, Norma Jean, Maylene in the Sun Disaster, and
Well, you remember
Oceana.
that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was a good show, man.
All right. Very cool. If you had a superpower, what would it be?
To read someone's mind.
If you were stuck in an elevator with a celebrity, who would that be?
That's a good one. It's weird. It's probably stereotypical, but I'd be stuck in an elevator with Joe Rogan.
I'd be okay with that. Though I'm as a fan, there's some part I'm going to stay with him real quick. He clearly has some great guests. He had Bob Lazard. Did you see the one with Bob? Bob Lazard is the guy with that claimed to work in Area 51 that worked on alien technology. You got to check that out. If you have not seen that podcast, you need to go watch it. But he had that one with Alex Jones on.
Oh yeah, I remember that was cringeworthy and funny at the same. It was the greatest podcast ever. Though.
And it was almost 5 hours. It was 4 hours and 50 minutes long, and I watched not in one swell swoop. I had to break it in, I think, 2 or 3 chunks. But
Throw me out, Eddie.
he's almost a 5-hour conversation, and wow.
He's a trip,
Yeah,
man.
If I can be this much like Rogan, I'm on my way. All right, pet peeves.
Pet peeves. That's a good one. I'm really non-judgmental. Like nothing really bothers me too much, except just bad negative vibes. There we go.
Yeah.
Negative vibes.
Yeah. Do you try to disengage from people?
I'm starting to now.
Yeah.
I don't follow.
I encourage it. Trust me.
I just don't care. I don't care.
Disengage. Turn the page. Just get them. Any scars?
Scars?
Yeah. Give me a good scar story.
Oh.
Good/weird scar story.
Well, not really any I don't really have any bad scars.
All right. Well, then I know you got the ink. Give me some ink stories. What's the rhyme and reason for the
This
ink?
stuff right here, man. This is just it's funny. It started with my Edward piece, man, and actually it started with the chest piece, a little small one. Might cover it up, but and then I ended up getting this Edward Scissorhands half sleeve, and then going on, and it ended up coming over here, and I ended up going to Lee Roulette. He's awesome. He works out of Spring Street Tattoos. Well, he actually owns it in New Albany. But this is some of the abstract art. This is some of the abstract art that I did, just while I was kind of taking my hiatus, just cutting hair. And
How long did you cut hair? Real quick?
4 to 5 years.
Really?
Yeah, man. That's a good time.
You still good at it?
I don't know, man. Let's see.
When's the last time you
it's
did?
like it's been a while. I've got friends and family here and
Okay,
there
you
sometimes,
did.
but
Okay.
it's something you don't really lose.
Yeah. Okay.
I ain't gonna lie. It's like riding a bike.
All right. Let's see. If you had access to a time machine, you can go anywhere in the past to observe, not to change the future, change anything back then. Where would you go? You're observing. You're being a part of it.
Depends on what I can't change. Can I still have fun?
You can enjoy.
I can enjoy stuff.
You can
and
enjoy that moment. You just can't. But that moment still goes on. So if it's a music event, Woodstock kind of thing, I'm not.
What if I
trying to
accidentally throw up on a squirrel and the squirrel messes up something and then
What's
See
they
what I'm
call the
saying?
butterfly effect?
Yeah,
What do they
like,
call
yeah,
that shit?
there's so much that can go wrong.
Yeah, I guess that, but you
almost wanna do nothing.
I don't think the squirrel's going to really impact the future, but
hey, hot
you
tub
know,
time machine, it happened.
It did, yeah. So, where would you go? Give me.
No, I think I go in the '60s.
Would you?
Yeah, I think I go in the '60s. There's a lot happening there, but you're not in like medieval times or something like that where you get killed,
Right. Yeah.
or Civil War,
Yeah.
but no, there's just also the music that was happening at the time, the cars
Pretty
that were
cool.
coming out,
Yeah.
just everything.
Yeah,
What happened to having fun?
Yeah, yeah. There you go. I like that. All right, these next three, or I'd rather say the last three questions I'm going to ask you are, to me and to a lot of people, are probably the most important questions ever to ask.
Oh boy, here we go.
The first two are yes or no. The last one, the third and last one will be, I want you to answer it in one sentence. All right, first one, yes or no. Is there a God?
That I can't answer, but if there was, he'd be all powerful and all knowing. And
Struggling with that one.
yeah, it's a hard one. But
It is.
I
It's-
wouldn't say that. I believe. I almost know what Wu-Tang kind of. I live in a bod Gotti. Bod Gotti. I'm getting my words twisted, but God body.
Yeah.
So kind of theory like that. We all possess consciousness, and we're all connected within that consciousness through whatever higher plane that we're operating on.
Right.
So basically, in certain aspects, I believe what other people do believe.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that they believe in a very fundamental version of it,
Right.
which has not been updated.
Right. To me, that's learned behavior.
Yeah.
Number two, are we alone in the universe?
No, we are absolutely not. And I could tell you this just by everything I've done.
Yeah.
We're definitely not. There's something else, whether it is multidimensional, whether it is out, on another planet, whatever.
Right. No.
There's definitely some stuff.
Okay. Last one. What happens when we die?
I'd like to. This is my favorite thing. Okay, this is what Keanu Reeves said. I don't know, but I know the ones who love us will truly miss us.
Yeah. Counting on that.
That's deep.
Yeah, very deep.
I was like that. That's
Yeah.
something along those lines. He said,
yeah.
and I'm like,
I'm with you.
yeah, man.
You know it's real then. Share with people how they can find you and the new music on social media.
Just look up Pretty Young Witches on Facebook.
Just Facebook right now?
Yep.
No Instagram or Twitter or anything like that? Okay.
Yep, that's all they gotta do, and we'll pop up. Just be patient with us. We're still working out the kinks and figuring out what this is gonna be.
I'm looking
So,
forward to it, man.
It's still a mystery to us.
Thanks for hanging out, man. We talked some stuff, and there's going to be shit that's going to keep going on that I'll bring you back, and we'll see where we are at that time.
Yeah, man. We'll just
All
keep
right.
having fun, having these fun conversations. Thanks for having me on, man.
Good stuff. Thanks,
Hell
brother.
yeah.
All right.